Hello, mate.
How's it going, mate?
How are you? Let's shake hands. What?
I'm just still sweating from the marijuana talk.
Oh, you didn't smoke?
No, but just talking about it's bad enough for me, mate.
It made
My memory is scarred,
it made you that partner.
bro. There's 3 days in my life where I've done those types of drugs. When I was 18 in Bali, in Miami, after Delafort Gilbert, and in Las Vegas when Delafort Kevin Holland. Those 3 nights and days etched in my memory to never ever take drugs.
Before that, do you smoke or just those 3 random times?
I've smoked when I was a little kid, like as every high school kid does. You think, oh yeah, I'll have a toke, and I was completely fine.
It's crazy that it made you that paranoid 3 times. Like,
But the first time was a mushroom shake in Bali, which is obviously different.
yes.
I'd never done drugs, and I was just like, oh, I went in Rome. All my mates were heavily into drugs, and I had one mushroom shake, and I was like, I will never do that ever again.
Like, you know how much was in there?
No, it's Bali. They fucking put a fucking battery acid in there, probably. They can do what they want.
That's sketchy. If you don't know how many grams, because 2.5 grams will fuck you up.
Well, in Miami when I did the gummy, it's the same thing. It's a lolly. I've got no context as to what edibles look like, and my mate was just like, "You can't fucking do that," and I was like, "I fucking will, cunt," and then I did, and
Edibles doesn't sit well with me. I have done 100 milligram pills before. That I have like is surreal. Like you're like, oh, I'm
different
gonna
world.
die. Like your heart rate goes so fucked up.
yeah. See, that's not a world for me. That's I can avoid it completely.
I like to. I mean, I smoke, but I don't fuck with edibles. I don't fuck with like drinks that have THC.
Don't you sell a drink with THC?
Yeah, I mean, but I don't drink more than once.
And it's that strong. If you
No,
have
no,
more than
this one is actually is like only like 3 or 5 milligrams. This is mellow. This is like for a real smoker. This is like a nice beer. Like if you don't want to drink,
yeah.
that's like a beer. They just hit me harder to me. Like last time I took a 10 milligram gummy, it was the longest 2 hours of my life. It just sent me off. I just can't deal with it. I can smoke. I can take a small rib here and there, and I'll be fine.
See, I don't. I'm hyped up enough. I'll have one coffee and I just want to fucking conquer the world.
But it's just, I think just because I grew up smoking cigarettes, like since I was little, I think because I can smoke as an athlete, a cigarette, right? But a little bit of weed here and there.
Does it affect your performance at all or training?
I don't smoke before training ever. I make that like a discipline thing, like don't show up high or don't show up smelling like a tree, just to respect like the gym, my coaches and shit like that. But I have trained high, of course, before, but I'm like, if I'm not gonna fight high, why am I gonna train high? Kind of like, why changing the way I think or the way I feel? But yeah, I don't smoke before. Normally after.
And how often would you, like, if you're prepping for a fight or not prepping for a fight, does it change much?
Yeah, like once I'm in camp, I smoke way less, and I stop like normally like my whole career I have stopped like probably like 20 days before a fight.
Yeah.
I just go
Because
zero.
you're tested for that, right? Or not
No,
anymore?
I think that's legal. That's fully legal. But I just like to stop just as a, be more focused, be more like clean. Keep it smoke because it's still a smoke going through your lungs.
Yeah.
So keeping everything away. Just whatever makes me think I'm gonna be a better performance or be in a better shape or everything.
Do you have to, say, like, I know you get so many guys getting done with tainted supplements and all that shit. Do you watch all that? Do you have to check everything?
Bro, everything. I don't care what it is. If someone handle me anything that is not food or water, I text I have a guy saving my contacts that from the testing from the UFC, and I'm like, yo, can I take this? Yes or no? He said, yeah, that's just They explain me when it says nutritional. Nutritional and what's the other one? Supplement.
Supplement.
You know,
Nutritional facts,
yeah.
supplemental facts.
If it's nutritional, it's food. It's almost impossible to be tainted. If it's nutritional,
Supplemental.
it's supplemental and have more ingredients, so that is a chance. But I don't take any risk. If I have a mad headache and I'm pretty sure Advil is okay, I send a photo. I'm like, yo, can I take this? And they say yes, no problem. I take it in the moment. If I take it again, let's see another month, I send. Sometimes I ask the same thing 10 times just to have it in record.
And you've never had any problems or scares or anything like that?
Never, because anything that is not food, I ask.
Yeah.
And I keep a record. I screenshot it once they say yes with a photo. So like, even if I get a shampoo that I have never tried before, I send a photo of the fucking shampoo.
Yeah,
I'm that
wow.
paranoid.
Mm.
So I do feel people that test positive. I mean, GNC probably had supplements that are contaminated because it's only for bodybuilders. So I have never shopped there.
Yeah.
But if I want a protein powder, I Google what's the most clean or less ingredients protein powder, and Google tells you like kind of like a smart answer, like these are the brands. I see the ones that look the best, click on it, click on the back, and if it's like 2-3 ingredients, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do that. But I'm pretty dense on food. I don't take much supplements.
What about the dude that just got popped in the
Who?
UFC
Which one?
for like anabolic steroids?
Oh, the heavyweight dude?
Yeah.
Yes.
What was his name?
A bald guy who just fought. I can't remember his name. I know exactly what he looks like. You know when you know what someone looks like, you don't know their name?
Not the guy that fought with Checha.
No.
Because he got caught.
Yeah, he got caught.
I don't know why.
That's the Martin Boudet.
Why he got caught?
Don't know. Not exciting. Not a name.
No, I know, but after a win on a big prospect, you can get caught.
I mean, it was a close fight.
It was a close fight.
It was a close fight. Arguably he won or lost, but obviously he won. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
It was so surprising. Like, it's been like few guys that get caught after a win, and you go like, why?
It's entertainment business.
Yeah.
They want names. They want people who are cool off out of the cage, or if you're cool in the cage and you're finishing dudes, I suppose it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if you're not exciting and then you're not media or you don't have any personality, again, it's marketing racket.
It is. I mean, you know that better.
Well, for me, yeah, that's what I look at when people are like, oh, I can't believe that person got cut. I'm like, well, I completely can't.
Alvin Hines.
Yeah, that's it.
How he look like? Let me see that guy.
It's a bald dude, right?
That one? He got.
Yeah, that guy. That's him.
Oh yeah, I know the face. According to CSD, I know it's.
But isn't that the problem with the short notice fight?
Anabolic steroids. He was on like 5 different things, dude.
That sounds like what I need to take.
Like he was just juicing.
Is he undefeated at least?
No.
How you fucking not undefeated if you're cheating?
And like, look at, he doesn't even look juiced.
I mean, no, he got big muscles behind the fight. Look at the biceps and the traps.
Yeah, who did he lose to?
He kind of looked like Dana.
I think they brought him in as a last minute.
Oh, that
replacement.
Brazilian dude.
Yeah, this is it.
Oh, he won 6 fights in a row.
I think it was the opening fight actually of UFC 317, and it was a banger of a fight.
Yeah. I mean, when you're juiced up, you can take mad fucking punishment.
Does it help you in terms of?
I'm pretty sure, bro.
Well, yeah, Perillo would always say like, the steroids don't just help you perform; they help you take shots.
Really?
And keep moving forward.
I mean, this is the way I see it. If you inject something to your body that makes you fucking gnarly, you're gonna have more everything. And there's drugs that affects cardio, affects power, affects like nervous systems. You're more like fucking Matrix shit.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have money to spend, you can just hire a chemist and be like, yo, what I can take.
The thing too is that a lot of guys are like in remote places,
and they're not gonna get.
So like the half life of the drugs are like just long enough so that
they can escape testing.
Yeah.
Because USADA, or what's the name of the new one?
I forget.
Yes, the new USADA, whatever the fuck their name is, they come from 6 to 6. 6 a.m. the earliest, 6 p.m. the latest.
So 12 hours to get something out of your system.
So because they say like, oh, they cannot bother an athlete.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, motherfucker. It's if we get tested only once a month, but that one time can be 2 a.m, you catch people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like What's gonna happen with one bad night of sleep?
You're not prepared for that.
Why do you think RDA is on the UFC anti-doping?
No, he got the jacket. But yeah, that's crazy that they put him there. I mean, I don't know. I think he actually had like over 50 clean tests.
That's what you have to get the jacket, right?
Yeah, yeah. But it's crazy that you put a Brazilian in there. I mean, RDA, I would say is clean.
You reckon?
It seems to me clean. I mean, he's a smaller guy fighting welterweight.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, but it's hard. That's what everyone says. Half the guys are on it, half the guys aren't.
I believe a lot more than half is on something. I feel if you come from places that, for example, in Brazil, using steroids is normal. Everyone in the beach is jacked.
Yeah.
And most Brazilians always have a photo with a doctor. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to Doctor something Silva for.
That's where I need to fucking go to this place, man. That's where I need to be. Get fucking just become a cloud.
You should put something on, like at least. Yeah, that's brother. You look like a 50-year-old boy.
Bro, that's fucking staunch, I reckon.
Dog, that thing is
that?
little. No, but you should gear up.
And what for?
Huh?
Why? Just to be staunch?
Just to be fucking veins coming off your traps and shit.
What do I need that for, mate?
Make more videos.
I'm intimidating enough in my videos. Bro, you see the speed and technique in those shadowboxing, mate.
I remember, yeah, you clean me pretty good. I was surprised. I was like, you should be fighting.
That's a past life for me, mate.
How,
I'm retired.
How long you been training?
I fought probably 15 years ago, just amateur, only MMA.
Oh, so you actually fought?
Yeah, can you look at the.
I didn't know you fought.
I fought amateur MMA. I competed in. I did a couple of jiu-jitsu tournaments for amateur MMA, and then when I started Streetx, I hardline stopped.
Yeah, but bro, I don't care if you fought amateur or pro. It's still a fucking fight.
I would just be like a nervous wreck. Like I hated fighting. I hated everything about it. I was just, once I won, I was like, that's the best thing ever. But everything else, my coach, I remember, he'd be like, go out there and have fun. I'm like, cunt, this isn't fun at all. I fucking hate this.
Everyone feels exactly the same. It's just whoever can handle it a little better. Like there's no difference on. I got 24 fights in the UFC. That feeling
never goes away.
Not get better. Yeah. You're like, oh my god. And everyone, because I've been in 24 times in a locker room with UFC dudes, and they all.
When does it go away for you?
Oh, once I'm walking.
Yeah.
Once I'm walking, it's like fuck everything. Like mentally, you're just like locked the fuck out. You're extremely locked in.
Have you ever had any examples where it hasn't? Like you've mid fight, you've been like, what the fuck am I doing?
No. Once you throw and you're fucking.
But yeah,
it's even weird. Like I have fought the heaviest hitters or the fastest dude, and once you're in front of them, every single one, win or loss, it feels the same. They all feel the same speed, the same power. And you were like, holy shit, you were so fast on TV. But
it's not like that.
I can see everything now. But sometimes it's just, whichever your mind goes, it's either you're super locked and you're killing, or you're like just having a conversation with your own, which you're like, oh, wait a minute, I need to win this fight. And you're like, oh, fuck. The mind is a motherfucker.
Have you ever been more nervous for any specific fights?
When I fought Font, it was my first main event. So it was a lot of pressure. Yeah. I was like, this is the first time I get a chance like this. If I don't win my first main event, it's almost like I will never get another one. And then I started thinking, this motherfucker hits hard. And I know him from before. I have trained with him, and he kicked my ass.
Really?
Because years ago, me, him, and a few other UFC fighters, we went to Japan, to Okinawa, to kind of like teach a seminar for the troops. My manager, which is still my manager, it was the manager of all these dudes at the time. And, we get paid like, few grand to go there and pretty much a free vacation and hang out with military. It was pretty cool. And I was coming off the Brad Pickett KO. No. I was coming off a win in Australia and I get elbow surgery. So it wasn't really training. I was kind of out of shape. So one day everybody said, hey, we should go roll. And I was like, fuck, I'm going to get my ass kicked. This is like a long time ago. And then we started grappling, bro. Font was playing with me. But also he weighed like 190 pounds. He was like obese, big. He was fat, but still muscular.
Muscle, yeah.
He's big. He's a big guy. And we were grappling. He was just sweeping me like a kid, putting me on chokes, and I was like, oh my God. But at the time, he was kind of like in the top 15.
And where were you at the time?
I was like in the top fucking 61.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
I was like brand new. And we were grappling, and I was like, oh my God. And we didn't even strike. I was like, if you can fucking do this in the ground, I don't even want to see what you did in the front. And I remember that before our fight, I was like, fuck, this motherfucker.
Yeah, how did that affect you going into the fight?
I was scared. I was like, fuck, he already beat me, but I'm a man now. And the other thing I know, I have seen him on 5 weeks before, and I have seen him with the gloves on. Bro, his hands are like this big. He wears like large gloves. And I was like, when I was in front of him, it's crazy how you can, it's like, like a graffiti drawing, with all the sloppy. His hands look this big. In the cage, I was like, oh, fuck. And the first punch, I was like, oh my God. No more. Oh, he hit hard. I'm like, no more free punches. Because normally I'm like there, I'm like, come on, punch me, let me get mad. And I was like, no more of those. It was an uppercut. I went, whoa. He can crack. He can crack. That motherfucker can crack.
Yeah, that's what I've always wondered. Like, I know for me, on the low level that I fought at, I would be like near vomiting all the time. Like, I would be so nervous. And then I'd see who I was fighting. And if they look shit, I'd be like, I'm going to kill this person. If they look good, I was even more nervous. But I was like, I don't know how on that level, how you go from, you've trained with someone who gets the better of you to then fight them in a fucking main event is pretty fucking scary.
I was super nervous about that one because I was like, fuck, this is my first big opportunity. And this guy happened.
And you can't miss it.
I can't miss it. And I grappled with him before and I was like, fuck, he was pretty good. But then I kind of like told myself like, okay, fuck it. That was years ago, and I'm also coming off good wins. I'm older now, so.
What do you do mentally? Do you do mental training or like?
I did years ago. I hired this like mental coach, but then I think the mind thing is pretty much on you. And luckily, I have a good coach that can talk my ear positive. And I think at some point, whoever is in charge of your mind, instead of helping you, try to tell you what to do. Once you go like, you know what? Fuck off. I don't need to get a session with you. But like I say, luckily, Perillo can talk very positive without acting or owning your mind.
Yeah.
He's like, free will, do whatever the fuck you want. But this, through my experience, I can help you with X, Y, and Z. And you go like, give you the right confidence instead of like, you can only have this confidence because of me.
Yeah.
So I tried like 2 different ones like many years ago, and I was like, I don't think I need another man to like exercise my mind. I think the mind, you can exercise yourself if you're around the right people and you're doing the right things leading up to a competition.
So what did you do? So like, okay, like if you look at the Font fight, what would Perillo, or do you even remember between rounds? Is Perillo telling you anything specific, or do you even remember those rounds?
Like in between rounds, Perillo, it's extremely simple with things of like, I need a little more numbers, and I'm gonna kind of like call you out when you're slowing down. It's like, I need you to like, if you move forward like with a high shield, moving your head instead of like waiting for them to punch to move it. Like he doesn't tell. It's not a full conversation. He's just like, hey,
basic,
very minimal. And he don't. Even if I'm doing bad, he doesn't start screaming crazy.
Yeah.
He keeps it cool, even if I'm about to die, and that calms me down. But I've been with other coaches that in the past, I'm winning and they're like blah blah blah. Yeah. I'm losing and they're blah blah, and I'm just like, you're not helping me right now. It's like, if I'm in the ground, screaming get up is not gonna get me get up. Trust me, you don't think I will just get up?
Yeah, but that's the thing is, I obviously love watching fights, and you listen to some guys in the corner who will give constructive advice where it's, okay, cool, you need to use this underhook and move from this position at a specific time, or you need to throw this shot. And you can see, obviously, they're explaining specific things you need to do, but then you see other coaches like, just throw a kick, take him down. Okay, well, it's not as simple as just taking him down.
But most of those coaches have never been in a real fight, and they're pretty pretty much they're pussies because they're like, bro, throw the fucking kick. I'm like, motherfucker, we're not in range. I'm gonna get hurt. It's not just like that. That's what, like, when I do commentary, I can hear the corners and I'm like, I did call them out. Even if I can get backlash of the coach when I kick my ass, I'm like, fuck, that guy is gonna get his athlete killed.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is I'm not in the position to obviously say this to coaches, but like obviously when you're watching, you see the like Eric Nixick is generally pretty good. He'll give very like thorough advice, and I'm like, wow, that's
He tell you something about the fight,
a specific thing to do. Whereas other guys, I'm like, cool, if the fighter's down, and he's like, you need to be on the front foot, you need to punch more. It's like, okay, well, you need to take him down. Well, what takedown? How are you gonna enter?
Yeah, like
you just run in and take
feint, like throw fast. Once he counter hard, then change levels. But I feel with that. Like a lot of people just go all screaming. It's like, dude, I don't need a cheerleader. Like if that would be the case, I would put my family members in the corner because they're screaming. Yeah. I know that, but I don't need you to scream.
I mean, what's the famous one? Ronda Rousey's
head movement. Head movement.
Yeah. But that's like, I mean,
that became the biggest meme.
At that level, I suppose, what can you... I mean, also, you watch high-level guys train or compete.
And the crazy part is like how easy it is to judge, right? Because before that fight that Holly looked like an amateur, before that she was knocking people out.
She's going to... Yeah, they would say she's going to beat any male at 35 or 25 or whatever it was.
And back then, everybody used to like even suck Edmund's dick. Be like, you're the best boxing coach. You lose one fight, the whole world make a meme of you. And, and then I'm like... Parillo just mentioned that, I think today he said something like, it's so easy to judge of one mistake and think like everything is wrong because 2 fights ago, he was the best coach of the year. And then all of a sudden, he's the worst coach in the world. He's like, that's what the day on day is the most important. And that's what people don't get to see.
What do you reckon in terms of like the whole UFC sphere and the world of combat? How do you think it's changed from when you started to obviously now? Like from a product perspective, fight perspective, from a spectacle?
I mean, it started like very barbarian. So only the ones that really like it would like be involved. And then by the time I started fighting and, wanting to be in the UFC, the UFC was doing everything leading to be what they are like. The international fight weeks were crazy. There was like an event on Saturday, an event on Friday. There were like a massive like meet and greets. Like now they still have those, but they made it so good that they don't need it anymore. But like when I start, there was no one speaking guy in the UFC. So it was like most people were like people that knew something in Ecuador were like, bro, they will never call you because there's no Mexican, there's no Costa Rican or Colombian. It's like Brazil, US, and few UK dudes. So it's like, you will never make it. And I'm like, well, fucking let's see what happened. And now, the biggest change is now with social media, you can be fucking anywhere in the mountains and, oh shit, that guy's crazy. Bring it in.
How did you first get to the UFC?
Bro, they made something for the Ultimate Fighter. So they were like, get us info like weight class, share the dog, send it to this email. And I used to send like 4 or 5 times a day the same email just to be on top. And one day someone replied, said, yo, you fucking quit sending emails. I got your fucking information. I don't need it again. And I'm like, okay, I'm fucking sorry. I just really want to be noticed. So out of everybody who sent the email, they select like 50 dudes. We all went, 30 probably. We all went to Vegas, we get tested, we went to Jackson, all these things. So out of them, some of them, they start cutting until they make the 2 teams for the Ultimate Fighter. And eventually they select only the ones that we went to the first Ultimate Fighter. And that was like a crazy experience because I went to train in a living room in Ecuador to be in Jackson's MMA. And at the time was like John Jones champion. Holly Holm was like this like super famous chick that was kicking people in the head outside the UFC. Fucking
Rashad Evans
Cowboy Rashad was gone. Cowboy was like prime, like 10 win streak kind of like head kicks. Cub Swanson was like just coming of beating the fuck out of like Dustin Poirier. Diego Brandao was there. Tim Kennedy was there. Diego Sanchez was there. Carlos Conde was there, and it was when I walked to the room the first day, I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't belong here. Like, what the fuck I'm doing here? The next morning, the training, I got my fucking ass handled by everybody.
Really?
It was fucking depressing. Like, everybody beat the living fuck out of me in every area. Bro, I was training in Ecuador in my friend's house. We moved the couches and put some puzzle mats in the middle. And we were doing like mitts.
And then, so what's your trajectory from the first day till your first UFC fight?
Fuck, I get my ass kicked every day. We went to the Ultimate Fighter. Everybody thought I was getting my ass kicked. First of all, it was Mexico against South America. So they found the best Mexicans because they had the first UFC coming to Mexico. And they put all the okay South Americans against the best Mexicans. We lost the first 5 fights. Like, Verdun was like, you guys suck. And then I was the 6th fight. And then everybody was like, oh, you're going to get killed too. And they purposely put me against the main guy there. Like the older one, the one with more experience, big-handed. And they were really expecting me to get like eyes, like hurt, like brain damage type of one. Bro, I knocked the fuck out of that motherfucker so bad with a heel. I lost the first round. Yeah. The second round, I came more like fighting, kind of like people didn't understand how but I did show up. I was just like fuck because I knew everybody was laughing about me.
Yeah. So it riffed you up.
Bro, when I was in my guard, he kind of stand up. I hit him with a heel from the guard. He was dead. He was out cold dead. And that was my first experience with the UFC.
What did they say? What happens after that?
Oh, Dana was like, that was the craziest KO of the season at the moment. Because then the guy from my team that went to the finals had a crazy head kick KO. Like, crazy. But mine was, I believe, was first.
Yeah.
And then I was supposed to fight one more to see who goes to the finals, and I got sick. I got like super sick. Like I got something called like herpes zoster. Like when your immune system is super low, you get like
blisters.
Bro, find the photo of me in the Ultimate Fighter. I look like a fucking The Walking Dead. It's fucked up, but that's like an immune thing. It wasn't like a sexual thing.
And is that when you're cutting weight?
I because I didn't know how to cut away back then. I was walking around 138 for weeks. That was not good. I was eating like 3 eggs a day. That's it. And people was like, dude, you can eat and just cut the day before. And I was like, I have never cut. I fought my whole career at 45, and I will only cut like few pounds. Like not even cut. Just stop eating for a day. For 135, I have no idea what to do. And I was eating like 3 eggs in the morning, 1 egg at night. So after 8 weeks of that, my body collapsed. And the doctor told me, you can actually die. Put Chito Vera Ultimate Fighter and you will find some disgusting photos.
Yeah, it's not coming up.
And then from there, you obviously went to the UFC. And then when did your career first get
when I got sick and they pulled me out, Dana, because it's the Ultimate Fighter, so they filmed me and Dana having the conversation. And then I was like, hey, don't worry. Like, we will give you a shot in the UFC in Mexico. So just train for that and you're good. So I was pretty much free after that fight, and I was out of the season. And because they didn't know if this was contagious, they put me like in a little bubble. Then the doctors were like, no, he can have contact with humans. He just can't do any physical because he can actually die. And I was like, die.
And then when did you first have when was your first, you're like, fuck, I'm famous now? Like, when was your first, was it the Rob Font main event?
I think when I beat Frank in New York, that kind of like,
crazy.
That kind of like give me like I wake up one morning and I was like, fuck, people notice me now. Like, before that, it was like, I was just a fighter.
Yeah.
But then that's also things like, people don't know happens and you need to like learn how to handle it because that's what it comes with winning and doing shit like that. Like them, now you're like, oh, now people know me or... Athletes we're not trained for that.
Yeah. Did it affect you at all?
No, I just ignore it. I mean, I appreciate it, but I wasn't like, maybe because I follow, I don't know, the good ones, GSP or Kobe Bryant, and I always kind of like research their mindset or how they talk. I was like, just put this shit aside, be grateful for it, but keep the right path of like training hard
I
and shit.
can't find that, but this is pretty sick.
Oh, bro, that was in Panama. That was my first fight out of the country. Look at how skinny it was, bro. I look like a fucking rooster. Oh, that was a good fight. He beat me for like 2 rounds, and I submitted him at the end.
Early on, did you grapple or strike more?
I was pretty hybrid, but I was pretty good. I was like, my ground was like,
You got a few triangles early
yeah,
on.
I triangled this guy at the end, at the very end. Like I used to have a pretty active guard. Like I used to. That's why when I'm in the ground I chill because I can just. I feel I'm good. Like
yeah, fine.
just protect myself pretty good, and I mean I have probably grappled with everybody. Oh, that's it.
So you were down 2 rounds?
I was down 2 rounds because the guy kept taking me down. He was just a little stronger. I was a kid.
Is this your pro debut?
No, that was my first fight out of the country. I went 4-0.
But when did you start developing your striking more?
Fuck, when I met Parillo.
Wow, fuck.
Like I would like kick and I would have some like I would say like some sort of Muay Thai, but I was just just
Doing whatever.
fighting with balls, and then once I met Parillo, he kind of like showed me put me a
Sharpened it.
base on me, like sharp my like I would say I was a pretty tough guy with good kicks and was able to grapple.
And what fight was it that you started with Perillo?
Probably the Guido Canetti fight in Argentina, which is like, like 10 fights ago. Like,
And that you met him from living here, or how did you?
I knew him for a long time. Like we have he have a screenshot of me DMing him on 2017. I was already living here, training somewhere else, and I was like, hey man, I would love you to coach me. He just never replied, and he makes fun of that shit. Like, if you would fucking answer earlier, we'll have a better career.
Yeah. And then what about outside of fighting now? What do you do? Like, what's your plans outside of fighting?
Not really, nothing. Like, I like doing my collabs with friends.
And fucking about 40 cars at your house.
I do like cars, yeah, that's for sure. See, there's one here. But like outside fighting, I honestly, I mean, I collect few things. I like art, I like cars, but that's just like, I don't know.
Podcast, painting.
Podcast, yeah. I actually do a lot.
Are you going to do more of your own art? Like, is that something you'd ever do and expand on, you reckon?
Oh, I don't know. Like, I honestly go fighting first, and then whatever is surrounding around, if it looks profitable and looks good for the future,
Yeah.
I give it a go. But I wanna get a big good run for the title again. That's like my main goal right now. Like when I do clothing thing, that's what I'm only working, like doing like a collab before a fight or just randomly with someone that I either like a lot or is just a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Which if it's a friend of mine, I like it a lot, right?
That's easy.
So, and I don't have to really, be thinking lawyers or thinking designs. I'm like, they're gonna do something I like. That's cool. Drop it, pop it out. But like that's pretty much it. Like not too much.
In terms of, I suppose with that, do you sort of look at like the fight world as itself? I suppose you would probably stick out quite a lot in that world. As like not many dudes will wear brands or whatnot to fights. Like, do you think you are a bit of an anomaly in that space, or do you think there's a different world now in fighting where it's becoming more?
No, I
like
would
that?
say it's probably becoming a little more, but I would think and believe that the normal stereotype, once they're winning a little bit of money, is go to Louis Vuitton or Gucci and just
Buy the mannequin.
bro, just go full top to bottom, 6K, no, even more, bro. Like one of the fights I saw, a UFC fighter, he was top to bottom Chanel, and Chanel is only for women, but
That's no swag.
some dudes can pull it off, like. But I don't think I can dress like that. But I mean, if Chanel pays me to do a campaign, fuck yeah. But like, bro, it was like the hat, the T-shirt, the that like vest, the sandals. I'm like, whoa, are you crazy? And I
Yeah.
saw at him and I grabbed him. I was like, bro, you got like 50K on you right now. I was like, but like on me, I think because growing up with surfing and skate probably helped me by default. Like all the skaters or surfers I like, they just dress the way it's called the streetwear these days, without being a thing back in the day.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like it just happened. Like how was like for you? Like how was for you? Like what you like growing up in terms of clothing and what that lead you to go for the Streetx?
Well, that's even now. It's like I suppose I grew up. I played football or soccer my whole childhood. Before I got into MMA, I was always playing football or soccer. So that's why even now, still, so many of our designs is tracksuiting, specific types of shorts and fabrics, non-stop soccer jerseys, everything that which like obviously we just collaborated with Umbro. I've got photos from my whole childhood wearing Umbro. So it's like reliving those years now. So it makes it so easy. And then obviously being involved in gyms and whatnot when I was young, and when I fought on a low level when I was young, that was the peak. That's like the late thousands. That's when Tap Out, Affliction. That's when there was like that whole world, and that was where it was so taboo. Like, I'd only wear the BJ Penn Just Scrap tee. I would always be like, this is such a whack industry. And then now fast forward to where we do like all the Streetx AD stuff. We can infuse our whole world and everything that I like into sports. Like you can see, like there's the first thing, track jacket. There's obviously a football styled or a soccer styled piece. We're moving that into that athletic space.
Because soccer back in the day had, we talked earlier, like the best designs. You see, like Italy or France, the way they mix the colors, the Japan with the flames.
Yeah.
Who's like, there's no designs.
And
now on
there's
t-shirt.
nothing like that. And I think even the one thing that I always liked about Tap Out though is that's like the first cult brand. Again, some of their shit was whack, but the community angle of it and how they built it, that is streetwear.
You will see normal dads wearing type of shorts going to church. They wouldn't even know it was cool. They just knew it was the thing.
And that's what so many people, like when you talk about fight wear, like that's fucking whack, it's this, it's that. It's like, it's the exact same core as streetwear. Like if you look at the Mask and all these dudes, the original founders of Tap Outs, lunatics. That's their unique personality, and they've built things around that. Exact same as the streetwear dudes do now. So that's why I look at those brands like that was cool. They're the first ones. Like I remember I had a Kimbo Slice Tap Out tee and had gold foil, full front print. Bro, that's the Y2K movement you're seeing now. All that shit's cool again. Like especially in Australia, people are wearing that stuff ironically. So it's like it's all cyclical. But for us, I suppose the biggest thing, brand DNA wise, is obviously building things that are authentic to us. Cool, I fought competitively and trained, and I'm around a lot of cool athletes and whatnot. How we can be a part of that world is, again, it's authentic relationships. If it's you, if it's Della, if it's Craig, how can we work with these entities rather than going, let's get fucking 50 fighters or every next up-and-coming fighter, let's work with them all and just put a Streetx logo on them. We want to rather choose a smaller core group who, again, reflect what I think our brand DNA is. Like if you look at, like I suppose the best example is if you look at yourself, Della and Craig. Craig is obviously unapologetically himself, fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
I'll be like, let's put Speedos on and do a video. Walk down the street. No fucking problems. Della is a different entity. Della's almost like a modern day GSP in terms of he fucks dudes up, doesn't care about talking, doesn't care about media. So we play into his character. We build campaigns around. We're not going to be like, hey, Jack, can you get in a fluoro pink car with a pink suit on? That's not him at all.
Exactly.
It's play into his character and his brand and infuse our brand with that and make something. So, like, obviously, his thing we've been building has always been, obviously, Jack Della Maddalena is his full name, but we use JDM and then JDM Army. So, like, the whole thing was building JDM Army around that militant sort of stoic style where he doesn't have to talk.
Right.
And then again,
like a full
yes,
soldier.
yeah, and again, I think that has a lot of legs, especially in the MMA space where it appeals to a lot of dudes who are very much into that. And then from the JDM Army, we can build that out. So like for his last fight, we obviously broke his arm against Dorino. In Miami, he fought in Miami, so we did a Scarface flip. He loves mobster-style movies. So there's, again, the synergy there, and that one exploded. And it literally, he ended up breaking his same arm. So there's a famous photo of Tony Montana sitting there with his arm broken with the gun. We did flip that for Jack.
It came out perfect.
Yeah, and then for his last fight when he won the belt, we did something with his arm based around the Terminator. Again, it's building into his brand. And then for you, obviously, you're way more streetwear sort of orientated, sort of like what I am. So then we can look, okay, rather than just building out a graphic tee and a fight short or a sports style thing, what can we do lifestyle wise? So then again, we did that trucker styled hat. You did things like, again, we had the trim on the shirt, which was to replicate your art style and your kids' art style based off a tee I saw you wore. I think for the O'Malley fight, the Kobe Bryant hand drawn tee you wore. Again, it's looking into each different athlete and seeing, okay, cool, how do they align with us? First and foremost, that's already been done when we've gone, we want to work with this person.
Right.
And then it's how do we build off the elements to make something that's unique?
I mean, that, to me, to my perspective, that's the best way to, like, build a brand. And just, you know, little steps. Like, I see someone like Larry June. He started with a t-shirt and a hat.
Yep.
And I look now his website, and it's a full.
It's crazy.
He got a fucking.
But it's consistent. It's not like he's not gone, oh, plaid's popping now. He's not gone, oh, dudes are wearing long t-shirts, or like it's not jumping on the trend.
It's just like, it's like consistency is the most important thing. Like consistent drops, but once you own a culty little following for just your one tee and your one hoodie, then you can go pants, trades, fucking tables. Like there's, I mean, you get to the point that you can sell, you can do a little couch and that shit will sell.
But it's authentic. Like I think for me, the biggest thing is authenticity. Is like we don't have endless money, so like the choices I make have to be
makes sense,
and they have to be like based on our core. Because if you make the wrong thing and you go, okay, cool, if I go look at the UFC, cool, I want to get Dustin Poirier or I want to get Islam Makhachev. Yeah, cool, they could have their own worlds where they could exist with us, but are they the best? Is that the best use of my resources right now? No, I don't think it is. There's not, they're not reflective of what our brand is necessarily.
Right.
So it's picking the right people and being strategic, because when you don't have endless money, you have to make the right chess moves.
Right. I mean,
whereas if you've got the endless money, I could be like, cool, I'll get 10 fucking Cheetos. Whichever one wins, then they focus on that one. Like, that's what so many of these big brands do.
Right. Like, even when I see the UFC doing the custom shorts, I want to slap myself. I'm like, you are the UFC. And I know, because I know a little bit of art, when I've been in a big office, I'm like, oh shit, you collect this and you collect that one. So they know the artists. They know that. I'm like, for example, last fight, Chimaev. He put those two wolves.
It's like the word. It looks like a bad Minnesota Timberwolves fucking
logo.
Like
I can fucking do that on Photoshop.
Yeah,
I mean, it couldn't be too hard. I'm like, why you don't fucking, I don't know, contact.
Get a unique artist who's known for that style and do that.
Or even just any high level. Just Wes Lang. Yo, Wes, how much is for do one shirt? And, you know, we figured it out if we're going to sell them or we do one off. But you do a crazy shirt. Like Paredes, that color. I know they're going like indigenous with him and because of his tribe and shit. Sure, bro. You can find one of these like artists that do crazy like Indian horses, fucking, you know, the whole thing, the bow and arrow. You can do something crazy.
Yeah, but I think when you're smaller and it's a smaller team and things are the organization's flatter and you can move faster, you can control that.
Yeah.
So like when we did our thing, there's cool. Here's all the references we want. This is what I want to do. Oh, cool. Let's change this. Let's change that. Yep, done. There's not. This is what it is. Yes or no. There's more give and take between obviously the parties, and that's what a collaboration should be. It should be a collaboration. There's two parties or whatever, however many it might be, joining together, and it's not just like there's so many collaborations now. That's what that Jeff Staple dude just came out and was like, everything's over collaborated at the moment. You don't need like. Cool, 2 t-shirt brands. Why the fuck do you need to do a collab? Make your own fucking t-shirt. You don't need both of our names on there.
You did say that last time you came here. I say something about some brand and you say I don't need to do that, and I was like, I like that.
Yeah, it's like why?
I'm gonna do my own.
And that's like, even for us. Like again, if you look at those athletes, like I think that's the easiest way to explain it. So we're obviously Perth, Western Australia. Della works because he grew up there. We've got a friendship circle. We've got crossover friends. We've worked with him for so long, since pretty much he went to the UFC. So there's a story there. It writes itself. Right. Craig obviously is Australian. We met years ago, originally through Della. We became friends, and then that's the story built off there. Even for you obviously modelled the Streetx Ruka stuff we did years ago, and then there was a video came out of you and Della talking at the Miami fight, and then we met through Scott in Australia and later from there. So it's like, as long as you can, I mean, my biggest thing is as long as you can tell a story, that's authenticity.
Right.
As opposed to going, cool, I want to get this fighter because he's popping.
Right.
Like if I had to choose now, like if I look at the UFC, I would look at guys like Paddy Pimblett or Kevin Holland, lunatics, guys who are different. I wouldn't go, who are the champions? I want to work with them. I want to work with guys, again, if they've got crazy hair or if they've got a unique personality online. There's a guy who's just been signed to the UFC from the UK, Shamrock. He's sick. Like he's got signed to the... he's from Liverpool, a Scouse dude. He just got signed and he did a video announcing it with 2 midgets in Dubai. Right up my alley. Like,
can you pop that one out?
I think it's Shamrock BJJ is his Instagram. And I saw that and I DM'd him and I was like, man, can I send you some shit? Because I was like, this guy fucking gets it.
That's your guy.
Yeah, him walking out of an... He signed with another brand and I didn't know that. But like, that's what because that can relate to me.
Yeah,
that's where
you will do a video like that.
Yeah, I want to do some fun shit. I want to work with a fighter who, if I'm like, let's take a fucking shirtless tensing photo, they're gonna know it's ironic. They know it's not. We're not trying to be like, oh, we're fucking muscular.
You're not yeah. You're making it for fun.
Yeah, it needs to be irreverent. It needs to be tongue in cheek. Like that's what our brand is. So Craig is exactly that. So like we were saying, it's trying to work with entities or people or brands or whatever it might be, like things we've got, like, again, if it's Umbro, if it's Crocs, Fortnite, American Psycho, these are things that we can tell a story with. They're all brands and entities we collaborate.
You can make it up for that. How you came with the name? Like, that's like...
So originally, I was at university and I always wanted a brand, but I was like, how the fuck? I'm in Perth. I've got, my parents were immigrants, came from South Africa to Australia. They've got a cool story. They came to Australia with nothing and they made us an amazing life. Both my parents did extremely well. They raised 2 amazing kids.
You guys are 2?
Yeah, I've got an older brother. But I was like, cool, they have the cool story. I've got no cool story. I've lived in Perth my whole life. No one even knows where fucking Perth is generally. So I was like, I grew up obviously loving rap music, loving sport, and you hear, like, especially rap, there's all these started from the bottom and they've built up from everything. And I was like, I haven't done that at all. Same with the famous sports stars. David Beckham comes from nothing. Conor McGregor comes from nothing. All these guys that, while I've been doing this, you've seen come and go, and before I started. So I was always like, how the fuck do I create this? So my first thought was, okay, cool, I can't create a brand because I got no fucking cool story. The next thing I want to do is I loved brands. I loved streetwear. I started a store. And I was like, cool, if I can sell cool brands, that will be a start because then I can sort of learn from them. So we started with like 15 sort of brands, and I just had a website. I got a loan, started a website, and then I'd email every brand. I'm on Hypebeast every day. What's the next cool brand? Who's collaborating with who? And then I just email them straight away. Heaps of them didn't reply. None of the good ones, like the big ones you could generally get. And then I did that for about a year and a half. We did a couple of pop-ups. We did an online website. Sold absolutely nothing on the website. But then we did pop-ups, and then pop-ups we sold a little bit. But like I remember we had one pop-up and I did $60 sales in a week, and I would just sit there in this area I never would go to. But my friend had a friend who I'm still very good friends with today had a gallery, and he was like, oh yeah, you can just have it for free and sit in there. So we set up a pop up there. A year and a half went by doing that. Then we got an actual store, and that was the same thing. As like I saw this store was closing down on Facebook, so I just messaged the agent and I was like, oh, is this store free? And then he showed me the store, and I didn't even read the lease and just signed a 5-year lease. And that was sort of the start of Streetx. But how the name came about is I wanted to create this store, and because I was doing a business degree, I was like, oh, cool, I'm going to make like the stock exchange for streetwear.
Yeah.
And it was originally called the Street Exchange, but I was like, that's a gay name. I don't want a long. I don't want multiple fucking words. So I was like, how can I make it one word? So at the time, there was a new stock exchange coming to Australasia called Chi-X. So I just subbed it in to Streetx because it's like the most basic form of financial transaction is a street level transaction, like a hand-to-hand sort of transaction.
Oh, yeah,
so that's
yeah.
where the Streetx came from.
Kind of like drug dealing in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not a drug dealer at all, never been that, but again, that's the most basic level of a transaction. So I was like, oh, it still relates to the initial concept I was going. Like, I wanted the website to have. The website did have like the stock exchange had moving brand names along, all the shit that didn't work at all, but I thought it looked cool. And all of the original content was like themed around the stock exchange and numbers and all this sort of weird shit, which I was just trying to overcomplicate it. But for me, I was like, that was the name for so long I was caught up on. And as I've got older, I was like, the name doesn't fucking mean anything. It's about what you build. So that what the name is. The name could be fucking Bob's fucking brand. It's about what you build and the community, the authenticity, and everything you build up around it. And for so long, like we always used it as STX. And we had the original logo, which we still use as the box logo, is made off a Wall Street sign. So obviously Wall Street with a little dash. So it's ST with a dash under it, X. That's where the original logo came from. And then years in, we updated it to the Streetx word mark, which is, I suppose, the word mark you'll see on most of our stuff, which is just the Streetx word. But,
I know what you're talking about.
And that's my favorite name. I mean, favorite logo, because for so long I was like, how do I make Streetx look cool on a tee? Because it was the same concept. I was still like, bro, why? Like when I tell people that, I'm like, what's my story? So when I was younger, I struggled with that so much. So the guy who I worked with at the time was who did all our designs, was like, man, I've got some friends in LA. Let's go to LA and meet all the brands you sell. Best decision I ever made was traveling, because I went to LA and I was like, these guys, I thought these guys were famous. They were just brands we sold. Like,
which brands you used to sell back then?
Fucked, Carrots by NY Carrots, Deadline, which I don't even think exists anymore. What other brands? We did Palace at one point, Diamond Supply, a brand called Dirtbag, Classic CLSC, which is now defunct. All like the small streetwear brands who existed in my generation. That's who we were trying to get, and that's who we would always. I can see like it's that long ago. Like we stopped selling other brands maybe 6 years ago, but all of the guys we had met, like we did the Good Company in New York, who ended up doing really well. But even I look at from when I started to now, half those brands don't even exist anymore.
Right.
And like I go through like the people we worked with in LA, like one of the best who's killing it now is a guy called Matt McCormick. Used to be Manface Mob. Manface, he was a tattooist. And I met him in LA through one of my friends, Jared, who's still, I met Jared working at Classic. Now he runs a distribution agency and a brand called One of These Days. Like these were guys I met years ago, and Manface, we brought him over to Perth. We did a tattoo pop-up. He tattooed me. He did art all over our store. Now he sells paintings for $60K US. Now he's a fine artist. Like that's crazy to see someone we worked with 10 years ago. Someone you know, Matty Matheson. We brought Matty to Perth fucking 9 years ago, before he was famous. And we did a pop-up and it went crazy. And this was I was still like, our warehouse was my bedroom. And we did a crazy online release with Matty. I think, again, I say crazy, it was maybe 300 tees. And I'm just sitting in my room packing orders. And now Matty's like a world famous fucking chef.
Right.
But that was always everything was so much about world building. I'm like, I went to LA and I met these people. Like I remember meeting Anwar for the first time. He's like, Tyler shouts him out in Yonkers, that original Crazy song. He grew up with these people and is in their world. So for me, I was like, man, this guy knows everyone. And we became great friends. We brought him to Australia. We did a pop-up with him in Sydney with New Era. We did a pop-up with him in Perth. And then I became friends with all these guys. But like I was looking at them. It's like, that's how you create a brand. They're fucking cool. So I used all them as a reference and inspiration, and still to this day do, because that's what I wanted to build. So I was like, cool, how can I get what they've got to Australia? So I brought Anwar to Australia. I brought Matt to Australia. Maddie to Australia. And again, I used that concept. What we did back then is still what we're doing now. It's like what we do with you, what we do with Della, what we do with Craig on the sports stuff. What we do with any of our collaborations is how can we bring a piece of the world back home, there. And then how can we sell a piece of Australia to the world? So like with the Umbra collaboration, everything, again, we don't want to be too Australiana. Like if you've been to Australia, you don't fucking ride a kangaroos. You don't see sharks all the time. There's not crocodiles walking down the street. Which everyone, sadly, Americans still fucking think that.
Snakes and shit.
So it's like, how can we, again, our DNA and roots, again, one of our core values is being unapologetically yourself or being Australian. So we don't want to, originally that value started as being unapologetically Australian. But as we've got bigger, I'm like, we're not just Australian. We're everything. And we work people all around the world, so we updated that to unapologetically yourself. But then with the big thing being community, we can never leave Australia behind because that's the. I mean, look at the fucking way I talk. So it's a big part of the brand. So when we do things like Umbro, cool. How can we do it without just making a flannel, short shorts, having to come up with a mullet, playing soccer? So like if you look at the jacket designed in the range, that color, which is obviously black and it's a black and blue check, is based around one of the most iconic Australian flannel shirts, which is if you go to Big W or like a Ross's or a Walmart, that's what it would be equivalent of. You can get these flannels for super cheap and lots of people wear them. It's like bogans, which you call them. They would wear that. So cool. That's a nod to Australia. Like for the soccer jersey, we did.
You make it attached to it.
Yeah, we want to sell Australia without going me talking a whole video. And again, you don't want to be too on the nose. So all of the collaborations we try and infuse sort of our brand DNA in, but I don't want to shut myself down to Australia. I want to be the biggest brand in the world. That's why I want to move here next year, and I want to do more and more and more because obviously my whole life of this brand, I've tried to get to America. We've done pop-ups in LA, we've done pop-ups in New York, we've done pop-ups everywhere. We've tried the wholesale thing, which I couldn't fucking work out. Direct to consumer for us has always crushed it because we've got like a real cult like following. So for me, my thing was always cool. How do we get to America? How do we do more? We've collaborated with so many brands here. The biggest thing that we've had the greatest success which was the arm of Streetx AD, which we launched officially this year. But we'd always referenced fight stuff, which would always for some reason do really well here. And we worked with obviously Jack and fighters. That stuff would sell real well here. So when we launched it officially this year, obviously with the pop-up in LA with you, we saw an amazing growth in the US where the US sales crushed Australia, which never happened.
Oh, wow.
And for us, when I was young, I was always like, I would see brands explode and get sales everywhere. And I'm always like a kid, like, bro, no one outside of Perth buys this shit. Whereas now, obviously, fast forward, it's been 14 years, which is a very, very long time. We're now getting really amazing growth in the US. So now I'm like, cool, I want to move here and expand on that whilst continuing to do stuff at home. Because again, now with social media, you can see what everyone's doing. You see some brands explode in 3 years. Some brands take it slow. But for me, like, I still feel like I'm 20. I'm like 80. I'm talking nonstop right now. I'm nonstop. Just want to do more.
That's the hunger. I mean,
Yeah.
that's it. However you done. People get comfy.
Yeah.
They slow down and then they stay behind. If you go like, fucking, I'm gonna Pac-Man the world.
Yeah.
You go for.
But that's money. That's what, like, I noticed so many brands that I've been exposed to. I started with absolutely nothing. All the brands I worked with started with nothing. You see brands that do really well. They get big investors come in. The decision-making changes. Like, again, Ruka was a brand I grew up idolizing. That was, to me, like, when it was you had Rockhold, Bisbing, Torino, all these guys, the Rotolos. That was, like, the peak of sport.
It was a big, it was it was pretty good at one point.
But then you look at how, obviously, things change over time. I mean, again, Tap Out, Affliction, all those brands we mentioned, the same thing happened. They get to a peak and then things dissolve and change. So for me, I see now, that's where I see the biggest gap in our market is we offer something that to me is so different to other brands. Okay, cool, the sport angle, anyone can do that. Anyone can do a license with the NFL or a sporting property. But I think what we do in terms of anything we've done with athletes or our main line, I think the story we can tell and the marketing and the product we can make is so... I think it's elevated and different to what other brands do. That's why I'm like ADD, because I'm so excited to, like, for me, we get samples. I'm like waking up early to go look at them. And
Right.
I'm so hyped.
You want to see it.
Yeah, and that's why the Streetx AD stuff took so fucking long, because the shorts and the rash guards we had to get not perfect, but near perfect before launching.
And I have to tell you this, they do, like, the rash guard sits perfect.
And it's thick. That's the main thing.
It's thick. It doesn't get pulled. You can wash it, or you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
It doesn't goes away. And the shorts are like... I actually brought a pair of the shorts to the UFC and I say next 5 shorts cut it this length.
Yeah.
If I decide to go with shorts, if not I go with the spandex, but I'm like.
Yeah.
I'm like, because even the waist on the UFC, that on the back has like a big tongue.
When Marvin Vittori wore him backwards.
Yeah, that was crazy. And I'm like, it feels weird.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why sometimes I go spandex because I don't have that.
Yeah.
Because I want to feel nearly naked. I don't want to feel like
No, you don't want pulling, you don't want anything.
that. I mean, Porter is famous for doing this all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, we're fucking spandex.
But that's what, even when we designed those shorts, the whole idea was, okay, cool, market is flooded with the fucking weird Velcro waist shit that all the brands are doing. One of my favorite shorts was you remember Jayco, the brand?
Yeah.
I love them in terms of the fabric, but
the white ones, like
Yes.
the
Yep.
game with flag, the Brazilian, yeah.
The couple of fights I did have, I had a black pair of Jayco shorts and a white pair, and they were my lucky shorts. I've still got the black ones in my home. Like I wore them to fight, and they are still the best shorts
They
ever.
make good shorts.
But the waistband, dog shit. They had the big rollover fucking thing with
that's
Jayco.
for no reason.
So when we designed ours, the whole concept was I wanted to make it look like a walk short. So we did obviously the internal waistband, the non-slip band, but
But
make
that
it
shit
functional.
did not move.
No, that's the idea.
Like those are like you won't get right with those shorts. They don't come out easy.
But that's why it took so long. Like that was 4 years of sampling, and we didn't know. Like again, me and my main creative director, who handles all of our design stuff, is not into fight at all. He's a hardcore dude, and he's like, "Bro, why are you posting so much about fighting? Why don't we segment the brand?" And for so long, I was like, "Nah, it's part of our brand DNA." And then now, obviously, we've worked with multiple athletes. It made sense to separate it so we could do a whole different thing on there. Again, it's still the exact same brand DNA, personality, and voice, but we can post them all.
Right, and you can. It's once you get bigger, it's probably better to go
Yeah.
a sport, streetwear, and maybe.
And because I'm non-stop and I just want to be posting every second, we get assets to post, and I'm just like, need to post it. I can't wait. I can't hold. And we'll travel places and do shoots, and so many times I'm just like, don't post it, don't give anything away, but I still post it. Like I'm just like that. So the brand, we needed to
energy. It's a high pace energy, and it works for it worked for you. Keep the energy high. I mean, there's no reason to like, kind of like, okay, I'm gonna be super professional in some shit.
And I'm sure, I think anyone I've ever emailed, like I'm all lower cases, there's no capitals, I'm the least professional person alive. But again, that works for our brand. Again, it rubs a lot of people the wrong way, and it won't work for a lot of things. But the people it does resonate with will be 110% in. So like that's the whole plan, to continue to do that. And then that's where I think we've got such a chance to sort of broadcast that here. Because America, I just think if you look at that sports-orientated market, it sucks. It's missing so much.
Yeah, like it's either the big brands or that's it.
Everything looks like Alo. What is it? I think it's pronounced ALO, the yoga brand. It's like a new Lululemon.
Yeah, it's a massive fucking company, like billion-dollar company. Yeah, but it doesn't. I mean, I guess if you're doing yoga, it works.
Yeah.
Or if you're just walking around, but yeah, no, I hear with that. There's no like that area gotta be expanded, like.
But even the streetwear world now, from when I started, when I was a kid, like the brand I love was a brand called A-Life, which was Supreme and A-Life were neck and neck when I was in high school. I liked A-Life more. Supreme is obviously on a different stratosphere now. A-Life doesn't even exist anymore. I look at the world now, it's like streetwear from when I started, when I was a kid, that was like all you would wear. Whereas now, I'm like, streetwear barely fucking exists. Like Fairfax is gone. A lot of these, I mean, obviously the big brands, the Supreme, the Palace, but even like an ALD is not really streetwear. That's like a different world they've created. And that's why it works, because they've created their own.
The looks, like the looks are crazy. I mean, they look great, but you dress like that, you're popping out.
Yeah.
Like someone, you will get noticed a mile out, and the cut, the fit, because that's, I mean, my closet is pretty much 80% them. And it's like...
But they've built their own everything. They haven't just gone, oh yeah, this is popping.
They create a line of how you dress. And I think, I mean, if I have to guess, when they do, how when they do those shoots in Greece with the old men and like few models, that's not the usual. Like when they shoot that old man like just grabbing like a olive oil, put it in the corner, you're like, you just went a direction no one.
But that's
saw
why it
coming.
works. That's why it works.
It works.
And that's what I think. That's why Supreme was the best for so long. They'd collaborate with the most random people and the most left field people. And that's where when I was obviously starting, I always looked at that as like, cool. How can our collaborations be so jarring but still work? You need to, again, that comes down to, I suppose, whoever's in charge of the artistic direction or brand direction or the founders. Obviously, we're still small, so I've still got such a big involvement. Cool things I like, we're working with potentially doing something with Breaking Bad next year. I fucking love Breaking Bad. That's obviously why we go after that, to get that.
Right.
And then the story you can tell with that. So from Breaking Bad, cool, it's not just put blue meth on a shirt. Cool. How can we do a fried chicken pop up as a homage to El Polos Locos, Gus Fring's chicken brand in the show,
In the movie.
Yeah, like that's the type of thinking that I want. Is how can you take something as a collaboration and build a different world, as opposed to just going, let's put two logos on the shirt.
Exactly. No, that makes sense. Like recreating a crazy scene and make that the pop up.
Yeah.
Like, if there was like a crazy shooting in a taco shop, do a taco pop up.
And that's what more collaboration should be.
I mean, if you put a little bit of brain into it, if you really put effort, like some people get lazy and they go like, sure, logo, collab, we're cool.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but could you do a little deeper and expand the vision of? I mean, but that's the thing. Not everybody have the knife for that shit.
But that's why I think even like that Slawn dude, the artist in the UK.
I love that guy.
Bro, what he's doing is so funny because he's just obviously trolling Cause, what Cause used to do, and then the same thing with Supreme. I don't understand how, if I'm Cause, I'm old, I'm going to be like, this guy's popping. Cool, you make a media thing of it now. Let's do something official next year. I don't know why you wouldn't spin that off and do it.
I haven't talked to him in a few weeks, but that's a great question. You think it's possible that this become a real collab?
That's like for us, we got to deal with the AFL, which is the NFL of Australia. I ripped off their merchandise for years. For 4 or 5 years, we made money off unofficially or legally. And eventually, my whole idea was like, I want to rip it off until I can get a meeting. And then eventually, I got a knock on the door from them saying, hey, we know exactly what you've done. We'll remove these cease and desists, but you need to sign an official contract.
Thank you.
Yeah, bro, why didn't you come 3 years ago?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
even the Supreme. He pulled up a Supreme thing, and everyone was like, "Is this real?" He's like, "No, but it's on the website."
But that's the thing is, I don't understand. Like for me, if it was me, I'd be like, "Fuck yeah!" I love that train of thought and that style. That's what made streetwear cool originally.
Yeah.
And the word streetwear is pretty whack now. But like everything we do, I want like from if it's making content, like the shotgun video, that's shock and awe. We're trying to fuck with people. And that's the exact same.
Yeah, shock people. Like make them guess what's going on.
Is it real or is it not?
Exactly. I mean, Eric Brunetti, the owner of Fuck, he posted something a while ago. We were getting the phone and I asked him. He was talking about like what you said, like how whack is the streetwear today.
Yeah.
And he's like, and he was literally going to story time on IG stories, and he was like, streetwear now you guys think is a thing, but it started with a brand called actually streetwear. Yeah. And then he explained the whole thing, and I was like, yo, I need you in the podcast. I want you to everything you write. I want because I want to know.
But then there's that blurred line though, because you don't want to. You can't just be that old hater dude. So there's a line. It's like, again, like it's the Cause Slawn thing. Cause is like, oh, I'm not affiliated with this in any way. It's like, bro, Cause, that's exactly what you did. He's trolling you like you used to do to people.
Yeah, so it's when you were younger.
It's a new cycle. And I look at that now, like I'm like, streetwear is whack. It's like you see dudes, again, like we're saying, oh, brand name, Run Club. Well, have you got it? Run Club? How long have you had the Run Club for? Oh, we've had it for a month. Why the fuck are you making a tea about it? Cool, do it for 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
Build some...
Do it long enough.
Yeah. Everyone just goes, cool, what's the pop in sport? Like, it's going to happen with MMA. I guarantee it, you're already seeing brands making MMA, making rash guards, making shorts. Why? Because it's cool.
Yeah.
It's mainstream. And now the Paramount deal, I guarantee in the next 3 years, Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, UFC, you're going to see streetwear brands moving into that space.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot more for the public, way more like the middle America is going to be like, because Paramount is only $20 a month.
Correct.
So everybody is going to be watching even more.
But that's it's that, like I say, it's a blurred line. Like, cool, I'm saying you don't have to be a professional fighter to make fight style stuff, but you need to have equity in that space. You need to have been around that space. And the same, I'd imagine Eric goes fucking berserk on shit all the time. Things where he's got equity and he's been involved for so long. Okay, cool. You feel like you've got that, and then someone else comes along and they've been involved with hardcore music for a week. Oh, we're gonna make hardcore now because it's cool.
Right.
But the consumer doesn't see it. But me as a brand owner, I know what I like, and I've seen it, and I see people cash in all the time. They'll cash in short term, long term. That's just not gonna work. It's whack.
Yeah, but you need to do it long enough before it works, because like you say, it's true. Like everyone has a run club now.
Yeah.
Like every brand,
Yeah.
every coffee shop, and you're like, cool. But why you don't go a little different? Do a recovery club, so people after their shitty run they come recover. I don't know.
But that's what you see is like they have short term wins. Like you look at these brands, they change every year. Those are the brands who've either got a fuckload of money to keep pumping money and keep changing, or they die and they go like. And all the time I've been involved, I've seen so many brands die. I'm like a cockroach. I ain't fucking going anywhere. We keep going. We keep doing what we've always done. Like if you look at my path and graphics and product and trajectory from when I started to now, it's like this. It's a relatively straight, obviously inclining line because we've stayed true to what we've always done.
Right.
Of course, you've got some crazy things where you've gone berserk up and down, but it's not. This season we're making short shorts. Next season we're making skinny jeans. Next season we're making dress shirts. It's always been true to our brand, and that's why we've been here for so long.
You got a consistency over time will definitely make it worth at the end, because if you're changing that much, you change it. Some other people might like it, but then you won't build the whole circle of I have this now, so now I can actually explore a few other avenues.
But that's like you look at anything. It's like everyone just has short-term thinking, especially with social media now. You go on Pinterest. Pinterest looks like ALD. There's 30 different brands, not called ALD, that look like ALD. Same content, same fits, same aesthetic.
They will just die.
No, they'll go away. They'll have a lot of money behind them. They'll pivot into the next trend and the next trend and the next trend, and they'll just keep going down.
Yeah, they definitely did a good job on that direction. Even like the way the store look, the coffee shop next door.
They've built their own world. And like that's exactly what we're trying to do in our space. Is again our office is now. We've obviously got a gym in there. We've got a punching machine. We make it into a space where people can come. We do events there. We can do parties there. Our store was designed to look like a high-end store, so people will walk past and be like, "These cunts sell fucking t-shirts." I don't want anyone to walk in and be like, "Oh yeah, this looks like a streetwear store." Streetwear's whack.
Right. You want a high-end store.
Yeah.
That sell t-shirts.
And it's a high-end looking store with an amazing artistic glass roof, glass floor, suspended glass floor. And again, you want people like the streetwear thing, or our staff are overly friendly, because that's what I'm like. Being Australian, you walk into a store, you say hello. You leave a store, you say goodbye. I don't care if you're fucking 3 legs, black, white, whatever you want to be. You're gonna get treated the same if you spend $1,000 or if you spend $100 or if you spend no money. Because that kind of spends no money might come back in 6 months.
Right.
It's all about the fucking
welcoming and charming with the client.
Yeah, and be a normal person. Like if you saw me on the internet, I look like a bit of a freak. If you met me in person and I couldn't even look you in the eye and I looked at the floor, I'd be like, "Fuck you." You're a fraud.
Right.
You have to have the same energy in the world you build. Again, the personal brand, the brand. You can't, like, if I am a lunatic online, you need to be like that in person. Yeah. It doesn't mean you have to be like that all the time, but you need to, when you meet someone, you need to have the same energy.
I mean, because then that's going to be a shock if you're not.
Yeah.
And most people online is a different person.
Very different.
Like, they either want to be too clean or too,
But that's when you realize, like, even like that energy that I've got and my creative director, we combine together to produce a product that, again, is not just about me, it's about our world and expanding on that world. So it's how do you keep doing that back and back and back and back, and then again expanding into new worlds.
That's why you're moving out here.
That's the plan.
Neighboring Costa Mesa. We got a new one.
It's a good addition.
A new coffee shop member.
Before you guys wrap it up, you might want to just put a little bow on it.
Oh, let me see that.
Yeah, this is the best video. Oh, I saw this and was amazed.
And he's not even in the UFC yet.
He's just been signed.
Oh, he's gonna.
But
he's already doing good.
Bro, the midget. This guy. That's what everyone needs to have personality. The midget walkout. I actually tried to hire 2 midgets in Las Vegas, but they were so expensive.
How much they are?
They were $450 US an hour, but if you wanted to throw them, it's $850.
There's a scales on hot things.
Yeah, I didn't like at home. You can't get that, so I just Googled midget hire in Las Vegas, as bad as that sounds, because I wanted to do a video with Craig and 8 midgets as like this is the board of directors of CJI. This was one of the videos I wanted to do as a funny joke.
That's a funny.
And Craig was like, "Bro, midgets are so expensive." I was like, "Come on, shut up, man. We'll find some." I contact this joint. The cheapest one was $450 an hour for one, and they had, if you wanted to make them box or wrestle or be thrown, $850 an hour. I'm like, who is looking up throwing midgets for hire?
Crazy.
That's what I was just.
If you wanna throw them,
$850 an hour.
how many times can you throw in?
I didn't get that far. I didn't get that far on the throwing midgets, but that's America for you. You can get anything and everything here.
There's a bartending service in Orange County where all the bartenders are midgets.
Where?
Let's
Like it's like for a party.
Why don't you get him here? We should fucking had a couple. Chuck them around.
Yeah. Next pop up.
Yeah.
Next on our next collab, we hired them to be in the doorman.
November in New York, mate. You need to find some midgets.
Yeah, I'll be there, my bro. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Appreciate you.